I was 22, my life was really simple, and I used to hang out with my twin sister. We used to go and fly our drones. We used to walk our dogs together. We used to do our studying together. But unfortunately in 2017, she died by suicide. And so my life from then on just turned to chaos. I found the simplest things quite difficult. I found everything I'd learned before she passed away, I had to start again. I had to learn who I was and how to socialise and how to cope with everything going on in society. I didn't really have anything meaningful because all the plans that I had made just disappeared when my sister left.
Last September, Nicola went into hospital with the intention of ending her life. It wasn't an emotional decision. It was a black and white decision. My twin sister is no longer here, therefore I want to be with her. She made that decision and we were so frightened that we wouldn't be able to turn that decision around because she was determined.
There was quite significant concern for Nicola's well-being among my professional colleagues. Her determination to end her life had escalated, and the admission and a subsequent out-of-county placement and a readmission were all counterproductive to her well-being. In lots of respects, it didn't really take into consideration her ASC needs as well as her mental health needs. An acute environment is not really conducive to well-being with people with ASC, but you do the best you can. She was only diagnosed with ASC last year. She didn't know why she was different. She didn't know why she couldn't really make friends. The ASC awareness group, which is something that the diagnostic team run for people who have a diagnosis of ASC, essentially the whole process of being in that peer-supported group, seeing people with ASC who are very sort of fulfilling lives, helped her reframe her whole perception of it. And it's now she's coming from a position, this is who I am, I can't change, so help to accept me. For me, that's one of the biggest things. Yeah. And the ASC specialist counsellor, because Nikki walked into that room and everything about the environment was ASC friendly. There were none of those preambles that you have to go through in a normal counselling situation. She just walked in and it was all there. This was a remarkable opportunity to try something different. And I met with a group of professionals who were all expressing quite grave concern about her well-being. And the more I listened, the more I felt maybe this is a window of opportunity to affect change. And I wanted the opportunity to offer it.
Bridget came to do this assessment. She asked what my difficulties were, what I felt were helpful. We looked at the things that I enjoyed doing, and we worked all of that together to create a plan for the future that would help me with the difficulties and the struggles that I'd been facing. Ever since I was little, I used to climb onto my mum's garden shed, up in trees in the park. As I got older, I would challenge myself more, and as I become better at climbing, I would climb things that I shouldn't have, such as buildings, things that, looking back now, were quite dangerous, a little bit irresponsible. But climbing now through the PHB and going to the climbing centre, I've learned the responsibility behind climbing and that there is a safe way to do it, and if you're not doing it safe, then the consequences are quite big. I really enjoy climbing because it's a physical activity, it's a logical activity, so I have to work on planning and working out the routes. It's a bit of a puzzle. It helps me socialise because I spend so much time at the climbing centre, I'm starting to meet new people.
I understand that when you're discussing a budget for somebody to climb, I would imagine quite a few people would have sort of been a little bit horrified because it goes against the norm. The risk-taking with the climbing is massive. She copes with the sensory overload by going up high and being away from everybody else. So it wasn't just a case of saying, Nikki, you can't climb, or Nikki, the risk assessment for that is just too high. It was a case of, right, okay, you are going to climb. So the PHB has enabled her to be who she wants to be. She agreed to put ending her life on hold to give this a chance. And she was asked yesterday by a professional, was it still on hold? And she said no, her life had changed completely. So she has made that decision that it is worth continuing. So PHB, yeah, thumbs up, absolutely all day long. I would totally agree with that.
I've learnt that climbing for me is a really helpful tool when I'm stressed, when I'm overloaded by all of the sensory information, such as if I'm in a crowd or there's lots of noises. It's a way for me to escape from that and be, if I'm up somewhere in a tree or on a wall, then I'm away from people. People can't talk to me, they can't touch me, they can't disturb me. It's the only true peace that I get. It's the only real peace and quiet that I can sit and enjoy and know that I'm 100% alone and 100% safe. The first thing is that I actually have a future. So before, for me, there was no point in having a future, and I didn't want it. And now I'm not just looking at what's going on today or tomorrow, I'm looking at things months ahead and years ahead. I hope to complete the instructor's course and have a career in that field because I enjoy climbing and I would like other people to enjoy it as well.
Being able to be creative, being able to really, really spend time with a human being and find out what makes them tick, and then use not necessarily statutory services. We've used some statutory and some non-statutory. The beauty of PHBs is it allows us to look outside of that. And then you can really have something that's bespoke and has meaning and promotes recovery and development. And surely that's what we all want. It's not the NHS paying for jollies. It's the NHS actually funding recovery services that work.